Imagine a life of silence, ink, and candlelight, where one wrong letter could doom your soul. Welcome to the life of a medieval scribe. In the 13th century, knowledge isn't printed. It's copied, one painstaking letter at a time, by hand, in sacred silence. Your tools are humble: parchment, ink, a knife, and a goose feather. Yet these are the instruments of cultural survival. You are not an artist or writer, you are a copyist. Every stroke must mirror the original. Precision matters more than creativity. The work begins before sunrise. The scriptorium is frigid, the air still with incense, and the day ahead will stretch endlessly. No speaking aloud. You gesture or whisper only in emergencies. Even coughs are frowned upon in this temple of words. You begin by ruling guidelines onto parchment using a stylus and straight edge, a ritual of quiet geometry. Next comes the quill. Trimmed just right with a penknife, it determines the thickness, angle, and elegance of each stroke. The ink is handmade too: oak galls, iron salts, and gum arabic. A formula as volatile as the words it records. Once each element is prepared, you write. Slowly, purposefully, letter by letter, invoking scripture or philosophy for hours on end. One forgotten dot or flick can change doctrine. Divine truth hangs on the angle of a single stroke. Mistakes? Not allowed. You can't erase. Only scrape the skin of the parchment and try not to destroy it. Parchment isn't paper. It's bleached animal skin, expensive and inconsistent. Stretching and cutting it is part science, part butchery. As you copy, your back aches. There's no ergonomic chair. You sit hunched for hours, spine twisted like a scroll. Your eyes strain under low light. Daylight is fleeting. Candles sputter. Each page feels dimmer than the last. You write for 14 hours, kneeling or seated. Meals are sparse. Breaks are rarer. You copy to live and live to copy. After weeks of writing, you add color using crushed minerals, gold leaf, and egg yolks, painting life into the text. Illumination is spiritual. The decorations aren't just pretty. They glorify the divine, lifting text into transcendence. One illuminated gospel could take years. Some were never finished. Others vanished without a trace into fire, flood, or theft. To work fast is to err. Your reputation, perhaps your salvation, depends on diligence, not speed. Monastic orders controlled scriptoria, often in Benedictine abbeys. Obedience was the first rule, followed closely by silence and endurance. One transcribed error in doctrine could be labeled heresy, and heresy invited more than correction. It invited the Inquisition. Durability was part of the craft. These texts were meant to last centuries, to survive time, weather, ruin, and war. Not all scribes were monks. Some were lay scholars, women in convents, or tradespeople trained in urban scriptoria. Languages varied too: Latin, Greek, Hebrew, Arabic, depending on location, religion, and the winds of conquest and culture. Script styles evolved: the bold precision of Carolingian minuscule, the tight flourish of Gothic. You must master them all. The worst texts? Legal ones. Dry and endless, full of names, clauses, and nothing worth illuminating. Beautiful errors happen too. Marginal doodles, rabbits jousting, knights riding snails, silent jokes from centuries past. Some scribes signed their work, humbly or boldly, scribbling names or prayers at the bottom of eternity. The best scribes became teachers, supervisors, or librarians, keepers of manuscripts, mentors in ink, and guardians of intellectual legacy. Diseases lingered in the close quarters: tuberculosis, plague, eye infections. Yet the work never stopped. Ink followed duty. Mental strain was just as dangerous. Days blurred, dreams echoed in parchment, madness could slip in like ink into water. Still, some loved the work, the rhythm, the beauty, the devotion to preserving truth word by word. Every book you finish could shape minds, convert kings, or survive kingdoms. That thought keeps your wrist steady. Some pages end with commentary. Thank God it is finished. The universal relief of deadlines met across centuries. The printing press is still distant. You are the only copy machine. If you stop, knowledge stops. Your hands shake, ink bleeds. But you turn the page, dip the quill, and keep copying onward. Seasons pass. Snow outside. Parchment cracks in the cold. But indoors, the script remains alive. Even in war, scribes continued. Sometimes in hiding. A secret script, hidden in caves or catacombs, was safer than sword or shield. You hear of distant monks burned with their books. But you still write, because truth must outlive fear. Eventually, your eyesight dims. You no longer do fine work, but you teach, you supervise, you remember. Your manuscript is complete, leather-bound, clasped, and shelved. It may never be read, yet it was worth everything. Over centuries, these texts move across continents, kings, revolutions, still preserved by candlelight and patience. Would you survive as a medieval scribe, where silence rules, vision fades, and salvation lies in ink? Time forgets kings, but remembers texts. Every line you copied became part of the chain that shaped our world. Without you, there is no library, no school, no record. Civilization flickers, unmoored in the dark. The scribe's life is lonely, unseen, but vital. A soul in pursuit of understanding, one letter at a time. Could you handle the pressure, the patience, the solitude, the endless rustle of parchment in the silence of stone? Would your hand falter under centuries of tradition, or rise to the calling of eternal preservation? Some legends go to battle, others take up the quill and quietly win history one page at a time.